All right, if you're gearing up for your Edexcel GCSE exam, listen up. This is a topic you absolutely have to know. We're about to crack the code on sedentary lifestyles and show you how to nail every single question that comes your way. Okay, here's the game plan. We'll start by locking down the key definitions. Then, we'll dive deep into the physical and mental health risks. After that, we'll connect the dots to sporting performance and wrap it all up by showing you exactly how to turn this knowledge into marks in your exam. Let's get into it. I want to kick things off with a single number that might just blow your mind. 9 hours. That is the average amount of time a person in the UK spends sitting down every single day. Crazy, right? And that fact right there is the perfect gateway into our topic. Okay, first things first, we have to get our key terms absolutely spot on. Trust me, getting these definitions right is the bedrock of a top-grade answer.
So this is the big one, the definition you've got to have locked in. A sedentary lifestyle is a lifestyle where there is little, irregular, or no physical activity. I'd seriously recommend memorizing the exact phrase because it's precisely what examiners are looking for.
Okay, so now let's untangle 3 related terms that people often mix up. First up, overweight. This one's pretty straightforward. It's about having more body weight than is considered healthy for your specific height and sex. Next, we have overfat. And listen, the difference here is super important. This isn't just about what the scales say. It's all about body composition. What percentage of your body is actually fat? You know, a professional rugby player might be technically overweight because of all their muscle, but they're definitely not overfat. See the difference? And that brings us to obese. This is the most serious level. It means being extremely overweight, to the point where body fat has built up to a level that is seriously, dangerously unhealthy. Right, so now that we've got those key terms down, let's really dig into the serious physical health risks. This is the stuff that shows why this topic really, really matters. This slide really lays it all out, doesn't it? It's like a domino effect. First, being inactive often leads to obesity. Then, that obesity massively increases the risk of getting type 2 diabetes. At the same time, a sedentary lifestyle can lead to high blood pressure and cholesterol, a recipe for heart disease. And to top it off, without weight-bearing exercise, your bones can become weaker, leading to osteoporosis. Let's zoom in on one of the biggest dangers, coronary heart disease. This is where the arteries supplying your heart with blood get clogged up with fatty stuff. As you can imagine, that seriously raises the risk of a heart attack. And another huge one is type 2 diabetes. Basically, when you're inactive and overweight, your body gets worse at using the hormone insulin to control your blood sugar. That can lead to this really serious, lifelong condition. But, and this is so important for your exam, the fallout from a sedentary lifestyle isn't just physical. It has a massive impact on your mental and emotional health too. And it makes total sense when you think about it, right? When we're active, our brain releases all these amazing feel-good chemicals. But if we're just sitting around all day, we miss out on that natural mood boost. That can leave the door open for things like depression, low self-esteem, and can make everyday stress feel a whole lot worse. Okay, so let's connect all of this to what really matters for your GCSE PE, your actual performance in sport. How does being sedentary really affect you when you're on the pitch, the court, or the track? Wow. I mean, the contrast here really says it all, doesn't it? On one side, you have a body that's primed and ready for sport. And on the other, you have a body where excess weight is literally a physical barrier, holding you back from performing at your best. So, for your exam, this is where you score the big marks. It's not enough to just say it limits performance. You have to explain how. You need to link obesity to specific components of fitness. So it limits stamina because the heart has to work so much harder. It limits flexibility because of a reduced range of motion. It limits speed and agility because you're carrying all that extra weight. That's the detail they're looking for. Okay, this is the part you've been waiting for. How do we turn all this knowledge into actual marks on your exam paper? Let's break it down. Here we go, a classic 1-mark question, simple, to the point. What is meant by the term sedentary lifestyle? And boom, there it is, the perfect 1-mark answer, straight from the mark scheme. See how precise that is? That is exactly what you need to write. All right, ready for another one? This time we're looking at mental health. Again, just 1 mark, so be quick and be accurate. See how simple that is? Pick any one of those, low self-esteem, low confidence, or stress, and you've got the mark. Job done. Okay, let's level up. Here's a 2-marker. Notice the key word here is explain.
They want 2 negative effects that obesity could have on performance in football.
This is the secret sauce for those 2-mark questions. You need a 2-part answer. First, you make your point. For example, it limits stamina. But you can't stop there. You then have to apply it to the sport. So, meaning the player can't keep up with play for a whole 90-minute game. It's that point plus application that gets you the mark. Remember that.
So there you have it. We've cracked the code. You know the definitions, you know the risks, and crucially, you know exactly how to structure your answers to get the grades you deserve. The ball's in your court now. So, my question to you is, what's one small, positive change you're going to make this week?